Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Theorist, here with your host, Vanity Pride, and as usual, we're taking a look at Tower of God, with today's chapter, episode, however you want to call it, being Season 2, Chapter Episode 336. And let me just say, I love the new arc title for this, because it's called 44th Floor, The Last Station, New Wave, and then of course Part 1. But New Wave, like, I love that, because I love the 80s, like I love 80s music, and probably my favorite genre, aside from like hair bands from that time, of course would be New Wave. I mean, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto Vice City got me into that. So anyway, like super random, but whenever I see or read or hear New Wave, it's just immediate like, oh my gosh, Grand Theft Auto. Like I'm really tempted to just play some tunes from Grand Theft Auto Vice City, but I don't want to get my video, you know, knocked with copyrights and shit. I mean, I could probably sneak in a little something, but, you know, I don't want to risk it. But anyway, before we do start with chapter episode 336, I did want to go back to my previous review and a point that I had made there about the narration. So I thought it was interesting that Phenom Uprising commented that he thought Mashini was actually the narrator for that whole bit at the end. Which makes sense. And then, you know, he had pointed out, like, the last two boxes fit perfectly with her when, you know, they show her image of, like, her falling or whatever it was. Anyway, a side profile of her face, really. And, of course, my camera's getting all blurry. Phenom Uprising, I'm trying. This is, like, the best app I could find, but I could probably try and find another one, but it's just so tricky. But anyway, back to the whole narration thing. Then I love this one. By a theme 20. They thought that it may have potentially been from Arlen's point of view. And I'll just read directly, because all of this destiny stuff and fate that's been tied together by Arlen. So I thought that was a very interesting perspective as well. And then I thought about it, you know, because I was like, okay, maybe it's not Kaiser. You know, it seems kind of far-fetched, you know, now that I think about it. So then I thought, okay, what if it was actually Jinsung? Because honestly, I thought the last two boxes that went hand in hand with Mashini's image were talking about her. I don't know why, I kind of got that vibe. So that's why I didn't think she was the one narrating. And so, you know, at the beginning of the narration, as I commented back to Phenom Uprising, we start off with an image of a cigarette, which of course we can... I can't think of my words right now, but we can, anyway, I'm struggling with English today, I'm sorry guys, but anyway, we can conclude, there we go, that it's related to Jinsung. So, you know, maybe Jinsung really is the narrator, and that was just him talking at the beginning. I mean, he knows Mashini well, so I think that would be, that would make sense for him to be narrating, and then if he was saying those things about her. But then, I mean, it also makes sense for it to be Mashini, because actually later in this chapter, she says something, and I'm like, okay, I could see where, you know, Phenom Uprising was going with that. And I mean, I've seen a few comments on Dr. Bonehead's live reactions and stuff too. I think a few people also said Mashini, so that would make sense. So enough of the previous review, now we're gonna dive into this one. So I did read this, but I'm gonna go ahead and skim through, and there's like some scenes that I wanna read. And then of course I do have a major prediction for later on, and then I'll see if I can come up with any more. But like I said, we'll go ahead and search through here for things that had caught my eye. And then Calivan, of course, still persistent on, you know, trying to take down Bomb. And it's like, dude, just chill the fuck out. Like, come on. I think it would be better for you to just wait until Bomb gets stronger, since you were complaining that he wasn't strong enough and that he was weak. And then you're taunting him about like, oh, your teacher's dead. Oh, wait, never mind, he's not. I'm like, oh my god, you've traumatized my poor Bomb, and I fucking hate you. And you just need to chill the fuck out and back down, boy. Back down. I'm sorry, y'all. I can't stand his ass. All right. And then Evankel, amazing this chapter. I loved her. Like, her moves are amazing with this rare orb. And then I freaking wanted to call this an Inferno, though I think she does have a move called Inferno that is a little bit different. But when I saw this panel, I was like, ooh, massive, amazing Inferno. Like, I love it. But it's called Festival of Flames, which, hey, I love that name too, so I'm down. Like, I love fire. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this. And that's probably why I love Evankel. Or Evankel's starting to grow on me, really. I mean, I was kind of indifferent meeting Evankel, I guess. Like, I thought she was a cool character. But, like, I didn't really know how to feel for her, because, like, you know, it's not like we knew her way back, you know what I mean? So she's fairly new, like, to this arc and whatnot. But, yeah, like, I love her, and, like, the fact that her element is fire, I just, like, love that, because I don't know if y'all, I'm pretty sure y'all have seen FMA, read it, seen it, whatever. If you haven't, please do check it out. It is an amazing anime. I haven't read the manga, like, I've read some of it, but I would love to, like, go back and actually read it. But anyway, Roy Mustang is one of my favorite characters from it. And, of course, his element is fire. So I'm like, hey, hell yeah. From Kyokar Mao, Wolf from von Bielefeld, he also controls fire. Like, I just love fire. And I'm close to being a fire sign. Like, I'm a Capricorn. And then that's metal. But Sagittarius is the sign before, and they're fire. And I'm almost a cusp baby. Like a few days late. Not necessarily like, you know, the last day of Sagittarius, the beginning of day of Capricorn. Like, that would be more cusp baby. But yeah, I was looking through this astrological book. I'm totally going off topic, by the way. I'm sorry. But anyway, I was at Barnes & Noble. I think it was like last year with a really good friend of mine, my BB, who I mentioned in the Danganronpa V3 video that I was doing with my guy bestie. But anyway, self-promoting, hey. But anyway, when I was at Barnes & Noble with my BB, we were looking at, like, astrological books or something. I forget why she wanted to look at those, but I was like, hey, like, I'm totally down, because I love astrology stuff, too. And so I was looking through this book, and technically, I tie into being a cusp baby, even though I'm not, like I said, like, the last day of Sagittarius, the beginning day of Capricorn. Like, I'm Christmas Eve, so, you know, close enough to the 22nd, but yeah, so anyway, like I said, going completely off topic. But yeah, if you haven't yet, please check out the DRV3 videos that I've posted so far. So far I've posted, can't even talk because I'm talking so fast. So far I've posted parts 1 and 2, and then part 3 has been posted already, like recently. So go check that out as well. That was my absolute favorite part. I loved it. So anyway, back to Tower of God. I'm sorry guys to be going off topic here. So, okay, this is the part where it gets interesting, and this has to do with my major theory that I have for later on. So, Evan is like, hey, princess, to Yuri, of course, let's get out of here. And Yuri, okay, I'll just do voices. I'll do my best Yuri voice. I'm not running away. Take this tin can with you and go, Evan. What are you talking about, princess? What do you mean you won't run away? After all the trouble we caused here? Why won't you run away? Or is that Karaka asking, maybe? Because that looks like it's pointing to Karaka. Anyway, back to Yuri. I'm a princess of Zahard, a direct descendant of the Ha family. They couldn't kill me that easily, even if they caught me. As soon as I run, the family might label me as an even worse criminal and abandon me. That would be the absolute worst thing for me. I'm going to go back and meet my father. I want to know why he tried to kill Bomb, whether he had a proper reason. And Evan's freaking out, and he's like, Princess! And Yuri responds, don't worry, Evan. We'll meet again. It feels like we've only just gotten started. This journey can't possibly end just like that. Karaka's just speechless, like, he's like, what the fuck is this girl doing? We've still got a long and dangerous journey ahead of us. Make sure you get ready while I'm away for a bit. Princess. I feel like Evan's really sad in this part. Like, he's not crying, but he may as well be internally. Like, I can understand him freaking out because, honestly, if she goes back to Zahard, like, Zahard's gonna be pissed. Gonna be super pissed. And he might be aware. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if this is some Monokuma shit where Zahard just has cameras everywhere and is aware of what's happening in the tower. I kind of doubt that. But, I mean, unless someone's already told him, like, hey, like, this is happening, then I can only imagine how wrathful he must be. And that's really scary. So I guess we'll dive into my theory now. So my theory is that right now, spoiler, I guess, because we haven't reached that part yet, but Yuri basically gets captured by Seonhee-ha. And they're keeping her alive, of course. I mean, they're not going to kill her off because they can't. I mean, she's the princess, like a princess, I should say. And, you know, she's the one who commands them. And so they can't just rebel and kill Yuri because she's a traitor and they feel like killing her off. That's not how it works. So they're keeping her alive. And then Zahard, of course, who's the ultimate ruler of the tower, he will be the one to decide what happens with Yuri. My worry is that he might kill her off, honestly. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Zahard is like, okay, well, you know, he might hear her out, whatever. And then maybe Yuri will get the answers that she seeks about why Zahard's trying to pursue Bomb and all that. And you know what's all going on with that. But, yeah, I'm actually worried about Yuri. And I wouldn't be surprised if Zahard, you know, basically gives the order to off her. So we could potentially see Yuri's death later on in the series. That is, of course, unless, you know, she gets saved by somebody or, you know, someone arrives just in the nick of time to spare her from her death. But it is a possibility. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that Yuri will be okay? Or do you think later on, when she does reunite with her father and asks her, like, why he tried to kill Bomb, and then, you know, he's trying to seek answers as to why Yuri betrayed him, even though he probably would have a general idea. But, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Comment below. And we'll continue on with this chapter. So, of course, Evan takes off with Karaka and Bomb, and Yuri stays behind. And then she says, the real journey is only just beginning. And then, who is this? I forget who this is. This is really bad. But they're like, Lord Karaka is escaping. We should get out of here, too. You're right. Okay, anyway. That's not anything that really caught my attention. It's like, okay, yeah, we know he's escaping, so... this ain't news. What are you gonna tell me that water is wet? I'm remembering Kev on stage. I forget what video that's from. Oh, the Waffle House one. That always made me laugh. It still does to this day. I still share it with people, you know, especially people who haven't seen it yet. Alright, but anyway. Going off topic again. But there's Elpathion that we see. Calivan is still insisting. And then he's thinking back to what Evankel told him. You made a big mistake today, Calivan. And he's like, oh, and then he releases this, like, fucking battle cry. Alright, and then we go to... Okay, I remember his name's Charlie. And then I forget this dude. Oh, the dude with the elf ears. Okay, yeah. So now we go to them. Isn't this really bad news for us? What if they execute us? Or... So that's Charlie, and then the other dude, elf dude, is like, don't jinx us. There's always a silver lining in every cloud. And then Stua Arthur shows up. Can't even talk. So yeah, so he's saying the plan is, first, let's gather up the remaining regulars. Squadron Commander Calivan seems determined to go after them. Let's hunt them down too. And then maybe this is still Stua Arthur. Maybe we're destined for a lot of trouble with those regulars. I'm betting it is. I mean, he's the leader, so, you know. It would make sense for him to say something like that. All right, and then back with Elpathion and Calivan. So Elpathion's like, oh, do you really intend to go after them? But, like, shouldn't you heal? And Calivan's just like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to crush them all. And I'm like, dude, whatever. And then, oh, he continues here. Today I might have made the biggest mistake of my life. I don't know why I'm giving him different voices every time. I don't want to give him a voice that makes him sound like an idiot, because he's not. I mean, I hate his guts, but, you know. I'll give him a better voice. I think this one's kind of fun. I'll finish that boy off myself. 10 minutes later, in the air far away from where the last station was. So this is with, okay, so Hwaryun, Rock, and Hockney, and of course Kun are okay. Oh, Miseng's there too. So they made it to where they needed to make it. Ship is there as well. Bomb, Hansung, Andrasi. Bomb is still really upset, which breaks my heart because I'm like, oh no, my poor baby seriously does think that Hansung is dead. Hansung, wow. I totally ruined the moment. My poor baby thinks that Jinsung is dead, and it's not true. It's like, dude, Karaka just asked recently. Was it last chapter or the previous one? Anyway, last review. We saw that Karaka had asked Caliban, yo, like, is he really dead? Because I think you lying. And Caliban was like, yeah, I was lying. So it's like, dude, like, Caliban himself admitted that Jinsung isn't dead. Close to death? Maybe. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he's dead. But Bomb, of course, is still worried, and he blames it on himself, which is so sad. I'm like, no, like, don't do this. And then he's like, if it weren't for me, if I weren't so weak. Which he's so hard on himself, and it really hurts to see him feel that way. Because he is strong, you know? And I mean, of course, there's others who are leagues stronger than he is, but he's getting there. I mean, he's grown so much from season 1. I mean, season 1, he was just this cute kid, and, you know, remember how Andrasi was training him to fight? And it's just like, you know, he got, like, knocked down real easily. So, I mean, there's been such improvement from that time to now. And I mean, you know, he still has a lot to learn. And I love the last part of the chapter too, which we'll get to in a little bit. So I'm excited to see what he'll learn from his new teacher. And, you know, how much more we can see him grow and what he will become more capable of. Like, I'm super excited. All right. So then at the same time, so now we're back to the area where Jinsung and Mashini are. Sorry, I was like reading the box and it was like Jinsung and Caliban, and I'm like, Caliban's not here anymore. But they were, of course, referring to where the battle had happened, which, of course, is the same area where Jinsung and Mashini are now. And now they are on board Mashini Zahar's prison ship. That's a vast difference from a princess ship. Let me tell you, though, Princess Cruise Line. That's some fun shit. I have a vacation later this year, so I'm excited. So I'll let you guys know when that is, and then I'll be off during that time from doing my videos, but, you know, I'll still be around before that, and of course afterward. But anyway, so, you know, she's like, oh, he's still, or not her. She's asking somebody how he is, and then someone's like responding, he's unconscious still. Surprisingly, aside from his 2 completely broken arms, his body is healing itself. But after being hurt that badly, he probably won't wake up until we reach the main ship, which is a total lie because he does wake up shortly. I'm not sure exactly who she's talking to. Probably just someone under her command. Let's see. I wanted to ask you, Princess, why are you keeping him alive? Isn't he basically a relic of an older time, a nameless high ranker? Well, you'll find out soon enough. He has way more impressive connections than you think. Now let's head back. Very well, Princess. And then Jinsung, this is when he's waking up. How long was I asleep? He asks. And she's like, or Mashini's like, what? He's already awake? All right. And then in response to his question, Mashini says, that's right. This warship belongs to me. I'm sorry for the inconvenience, but just in case you try to escape, those restraints are too strong for even a Zahard princess to break out of. And considering the fact that you can't use your arms, there's no way you can escape. Where's Viol? What happened to Viol? Is he alive? He's alive. Squadron Commander Caliban got to him, but he didn't manage to kill him. You sure love that student of yours. Imagine a high ranker putting his life on the line for the sake of a regular. Why did you do this to me, Mashini Zahard? I told you, you and I want the same thing. I just think a bit more blood needs to be spilled. Don't you think it's a bit silly to expect the world to change by just sitting around and playing babysitter like you? What? I'm going to make this tower a bloody mess. The 10 great family leaders at the top of the tower and their direct descendants, the slayers and elders of Foog, the disciples of the workshop shrouded in secrecy, the new powers emerging in the tower, headed by Wolhake Song, and the countless ancient warriors who disappeared from the rankings at some point, and even King Zahard and his princesses. All of these people who have maintained a careful balance of power this whole time, keeping an eye on each other, are gradually beginning to fight each other. I've been reading the ancient books for a long time, waiting for the moment when those battles would take place before my eyes. Compared to back then, the current peace is so trivial and dull. Oh, that's right. Maybe I'm just a nut who can't live without blood and fighting. And one of the keys to opening the door to those battles is the irregular you trained. So she's basically like the starter of shit. That's what I've come to a conclusion on. Like, seriously, she's mentioning all these other people, like even her own sisters, right? And she's like, oh, I just want, like, shit to start. Like, I want everyone to, like, just fucking take on everybody. And, you know, just kill each other. Shed that blood. I don't know what she's trying to aim for, though. Maybe she wants everything to be so chaotic, and then she'll be, like, the one who has a sane head on her shoulders, and then she's like, oh, we can restore peace, like, let me lead you, kind of a thing. So I don't know if she's really after just maybe leading the tower? And so she wants to throw it into chaos, and, you know, she's basically in control of that happening, if it does happen. And then she would be the one to bring it back, to restore it back to being peaceful and maybe not peaceful, because I still feel like people would have tensions with each other, you know, especially, I mean, she mentioned so many groups, right? I mean, Fug, Wolhake-song, Zahard and the Princesses, the 10 Great Families. I mean, everyone's going to have tension with everybody because it's like, oh, well, you know, so-and-so from this family killed off so-and-so in Wolhake-song, and, like, you know, maybe they hate each other. And, you know, but they're willing to, like, reach some kind of treaty, and, like, Moshni will be behind all of this. So, I don't know. Like, I think she's power hungry, in a sense. Like, she wants to be able to throw the world into chaos and despair. But anyway, I mean, I don't know her true reasoning, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see. I'm very intrigued with what the hell she has planned. Alright, so we're on Xianhe's warship, and of course Rachel's there, Yura, and Yuri, of course. As I mentioned before, Yuri does get captured, and of course they're keeping her alive. You know, they're gonna let Hansung. Wow, I just love Hansung so much because I keep referencing him every time that I can. First with Bomb crying over Hansung, apparently. And now with, like, oh yeah, Hansung will deal with Yuri. Alright, so anyway, let's go ahead and conclude this, because this video is running a bit longer than I was expecting. Can't even talk. Alright, so a floating castle appears before Xianhe's ship, so pretty much halts them in their tracks. And I want to say that's Pobedao Gusting. It has to be. I was trying to look at comments on my phone when I was reading the chapter on Webtoons, but I couldn't look at any more comments. It only showed me the top 3, and no one mentioned who they thought this guy was or who it is. I'm pretty sure it's Gustang. It looks a lot like him. Or it might be some new character, who knows? But yeah, I'll reconfirm in a second with the comments. Alright, so... Alright, I'm guessing this is, there I go again with Hansung, god damn it. Jin-sung! I'm pretty sure this is him saying this. The key to opening the door to the battle. You make it sound so easy, yeah. I was with him for a few years, but I still don't know what that kid is. You act like you know something you've never even experienced. Don't overestimate yourself, princess. You know nothing about those ancient beasts you mentioned, and even less about that boy. Sorry, Viol. So that's in his thoughts. None of us knows what that boy will become in the future. Back to his thoughts again. I didn't want you to get hurt or suffer ever again. If this really is fate, you're going to have to suffer a bit more. So everyone's, you know, around Bomb for moral support. I think it's so cute that, like, Ship is hugging Bomb. I thought that was very endearing, and it still breaks my heart to see Bomb, like, so brokenhearted. But at least it's nice to know that Jin-sung has the comfort that... I got it right, I didn't say Hansung. It's nice to know that Jin-sung has the comfort to know that, you know, Bomb is alive and well. But not so much the other way around. It's really sad, but I hope Bomb will end up believing, like, hey, Jin-sung is alive. Well, Karaka should be, yeah, Karaka's in this group now. I mean, I didn't see him in the panels just now when I was saying about, like, all Baum's friends around, being around him to, like, offer him moral support and whatnot. But, I mean, hopefully there will be a conversation between Karaka and Baum in one of the coming chapters. So then Karaka can reassure him, like, hey, like, seriously, don't be bummed about it. Like, he's alive. He's gonna be okay. Because I need Baum to have that reassurance. I mean, it is a good fuel for him to become stronger and want to train more. But I also need Baum to be okay and realize, hey, Jin-sung's okay, you know? But I mean, I guess if anything, like, once he does realize that Jin-sung is okay, I mean, aside from the broken arms, that's really painful. But once Baum realizes that, I think he would be more, what's the word? But he would want to train more. Like, he'd want to impress Jin-sung, I think. You know, it's going from avenging Jin-sung's death to making him proud. Like, I know he's made Jin-sung proud already, but he wants to make him more proud. And I think that's what it will eventually turn into. All right. So now to the final little bit, and we can conclude this. The present, in the air near the station. Are you heading right for the station? Yup. You sure seem enthusiastic, Lord Evankel. That's... okay. What kind of voice do I give Evankel? I think I'm giving Evankel and Moshni the same voice. It's been a while since I've voiced Evankel, so I don't know what voice I had given her before, but I'll try and switch it up. That's right. That kid has got me interested. What was that Slayer candidate's name? Baum? Wouldn't hurt to train a student of my own. What? A student? I forget who is he talking to? Or who is she talking to? All right, but yeah, whoever Evankel is talking to, they're clearly, like, surprised, like, what? You're gonna take a student under your wing? So I don't know if that's surprised because, like, Evankel hasn't really done something like that before, but now she's actually willing to do it, which, like I said earlier, I was talking about how Baum is potentially gonna get a new teacher, or, trainer, mentor, master, as he called Jin-sung, right? Got it right again, didn't say Han-sung. All right, so yeah, like I said, I'm excited to see what kind of training Evankel will put Baum through and all that. Super, super looking forward to that. All right, so let's see. Yep, even someone here, Dexy Urion. Anyone else looking forward to Evankel teaching Baum? Hell yeah, son. All right, I need to see at least one comment that mentions something about gusting. Or about that dude that we saw. Just really quick, and then we'll end this. Baum beat up Moshini. This is from Passing Bystander. That's hilarious, dude. Okay, I'm gonna keep reading more of their comment because I really like it. Really, I mean, do it in a way where she'll be salty as hell. We got my girl Elaine back, so I will reship that. And now I just gotta wait for my boy Aggie. I love that nickname, it's so cute. Kun Agaro Agnes, to wake up, and honestly, if anyone could beat up Moshini, I kind of hope it would be him. Ooh, yeah. Kun versus his own sister, that's interesting. Or both him and Rock. Ooh, Rock, hell yeah. I kind of feel like they don't get their fun in the sun. Also, Angola Turtle needs to come back too. Angola Turtle. Who was that? Someone comment below who this person is referring to. And we got to see Baum sponsor Po Badao Gusting. Okay, I thought so. I can recognize Gusting. Hell yeah. It looked like he had different hair. Maybe he got a haircut. I don't know. That was what kind of threw me off a little bit. I was like, I'm positive this is Gusting, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, on that note, we'll go ahead and conclude this video. So as usual, thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate your guys' support. And like I always say, leave your comments below, your theories, your thoughts. And yeah, I thought I was going to announce something else, and I forgot. But that's okay. Oh, yes, I do remember now. So, do Durango. I apologize so much. I know I'm, like, way late on delivering that one shot for you. So, this person had commented back on... Ooh, I don't even know what episode it was. But it was a video that I had posted last year. Probably October. I think it was October. Or maybe September. But anyway, they had reached out and they were like, oh, hey, like, when are you going to, you know, continue writing fan fiction and stuff? And so I was like, okay, like, what kind of thing are you looking for? Because I had mentioned, you know, like a series that I was doing on Negami back in that time. And then they wanted me to do a prequel to a Kundrasi one-shot that I was working on. So I told this person, I was like, hey, I'll get to that, you know, probably like late October, beginning of November, depending on how well it went with my series. Because like the series, like I was putting that first because I wanted to release it all in October. Of course, I had to run it over 1 week into like the first week of November, but that was no biggie. So anyway, then I was like, okay, like later in November, I'll do it. And then, you know, I was like busy with like Thanksgiving and stuff. And then it was December. And then, of course, the holidays. So then I kept pushing it back. We're now like more than halfway through January. So I am so sorry that I've been delaying on it. I took like another one-shot under my wing, like another 2 one-shots under my wing. So one of them, I have like part 1 done, and then I'll release part 2. That's my Komaegi one-shot. And so hopefully I'll release that probably early next month. And then I plan to go back to that Kundrasi one-shot that I owe you, Do Durango. I'm sorry that you've been having to wait for so long. I hope you haven't abandoned hope in me. I feel really awful, though, because I promised you it. But I will deliver, I promise, next month, February. Count on it. And then I do want to work on that Fuyu Peko one-shot. I've been talking about that, too. So I will plan for that maybe March, because I want to get this Komaegi one done and the Kundrasi one done. So yeah, that being said, now we can conclude this video. So thank you guys again for tuning in. Thank you, Do Durango, for your patience. I'm sorry again. And I will catch you guys next week. Peace.